So Rishi, Chaga, that those are like the king and queen. So like those are like the optimal ones, that you can use. But I mean, there's also like foamies. There's ashwagandha root. It's not a fungi, but that's really good to have like in the evening, to just calm and to help sleep in terms of herbal. The lion's mane is just really nice for cognitive health in general, just to also help, with that. These I got from my friend Red Wolf. He's like a mushroom harvester. He sells them on his website, and then I think on David Avocado Wolf's website. And my cousin in Oregon, I harvest with her. But yeah, I think it's redwolfreturn.com, and then David Avocado Wolf's website on his shop. Where I get them. That's true. You really have to know the source of where they're coming from. I like the wild harvested just because I know where I'm getting it from. The nice thing about making it in that way is you can reuse them. Like once you make the tea, you put them in the refrigerator and you can use them for like a month or more, as long as you're still getting the extraction. You could tell by the color too of the liquid. It's usually like a really dark, almost coffee-like color, espresso-like. And so, I mean, they'll last, just a few slices will last like a month. So, I mean, it does last for a while that way. The vagus nerve, it's, it runs from the brainstem through your neck down to your abdomen. So the main function is really to regulate the digestion and your heart, your breathing rate. So different ways of just really like working on stimulating it would be like breath work, definitely. There's pranayama, which is like you could do alternate nostril breathing, which is really supportive. It just to balance the left and right hemisphere of, and also box breathing is a good one. It's an easy one to remember because it's thinking about it as four counts. So like you're inhaling for four, holding for four. It's like a box. It's all four count. Exhaling. So that's like a good one if you just have like a situation and you just need to release stress. And also Qigong, I've found to be really incredible for stimulating the vagus nerve, uh, because in traditional Chinese medicine, the vagus nerve it aligns closely with the water and earth elements. So the water element being the kidney and bladder, which governs the nervous system, like fear, responses, and deep restorative energy. And then the kidney system in traditional Chinese medicine, it's really linked to the body's core overall vitality. So that's essential for autonomic balance. And the earth element, it's connected to the spleen and stomach. So that influences the digestion, the gut brain connection, the vagal tone, which is related to the digestive function. And that also ties in with the metal element, which is like the lung and large intestine. So that's deeply connected to breath. So that's why the breath work is so therapeutic. Also, gua sha and body scraping is really great for stimulating the vagus nerve. So you can do a full body gua sha or even the face and neck. And then you could also do humming. That's very stimulating. Humming, singing, laughter. Also, being mindful of chewing your food really well. That also stimulates it. So, eating in a very relaxed environment, not having intense conversations while you're eating, and obviously avoiding technology while you're eating because that can be overstimulating, when you're eating, even just scrolling or being on the iPhone. So, just really putting that aside and just making food more of a sacred practice. And again, that just relaxes it and also stimulates your vagus nerve. And you could also do acupuncture. There's moxibustion they could do on specific points that can be helpful. There's so many great ways. It's really about relaxing the body. And then if you just need like a quick thing where you're like, shoot, if I don't remember these, you could do the shaking of the tree. That's something we do in Qigong, where you basically imagine your feet as like roots, like a tree, and then the energy's coming from the root of your feet up, and you're just shaking all that stress to your body. Like that's a good one for kids or all ages, and it's just an easy one to remember, and that can be really supportive. So HRV, I remember last April it was super low. It was like low 20s, like really low, where it was like pay attention. And I went to a longevity conference in Laguna. Shervine was one of the guests, and I love Shervine. Like he's a nutrition scientist, so I learned a lot of things about just daily routines from him and others. Uh, so for those that don't know, like HRV, it's really that it's like it's tracking the subtle changes in the intervals between each heartbeat. So it reflects the balance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So, so yeah, you really, okay, no problem. So HRV, it tracks the subtle changes in the intervals between each beat. So it reflects the balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So the higher HRV, that really indicates better adaptability, resilience, and overall health. And so the lower one, which is what I had, like low 20s before, it was like associated with stress, inflammation, like risk of disease. Or even if you have like a cold or a flu or something, the HRV will be lower, so it's not to worry. Like that's pretty. Uh, so now it's probably up in like upper 80s and 90s typically. So that's it's a huge switch. Uh, so how I would say I would some things that I did some adjustments in modalities were cold plunges. Like that's something I do pretty regularly, and I do them as often as possible. Like well, daily actually. Well, because I have a shower and I just, even if I'm not using, I have an outdoor bath, which I put ice into and just fill it up with, I make an ice bath, an outdoor one, which is ideal. But sometimes it's in the shower, so it just depends what I have access to. No, it's really just whenever I take, because sometimes my shower's in the morning, sometimes it's in the evening. It just depends on my day and clients. So it's whenever I have that opportunity. So it's not every single day, but that's something too that I've learned, not to be so rigid, like just to be open. So, you know what, if I have time today, I'm gonna do it. And then if I don't, I'm not gonna like stress about it. I would say with the shower, I just do it as long as I can stand it. I don't think I've timed myself in the shower. I have timed myself in an actual cold plunge and the bath, and usually for that, I'm not doing it more than 3 minutes. It's usually like between 3 minutes, and I do a lot of breath work while I'm in the cold plunge to get me through it mentally. So that's a way to get through it. So breath work is also a huge part of it, just in general. Uh, Synchronized breathing is something you can do with a partner if you have a partner. That's just a really good way to balance it too. So you're really synchronizing your breath together. So that's also a beautiful thing you could do with a friend or partner. And then body oiling is something like that I do almost every night, really, sometimes in the morning. So it's really giving your self massage like every day. And and that just, you can also mix in different essential oils, or uh, like I have some flowers growing here, like I'll infuse mine with some of the flower petals, so it's like more floral essence, so you can have fun with it. And sometimes ginger foot baths, I would say, for me, like Epsom salt baths, that's like something that's really been great. Almost every night lately I've been doing them. It's like winter here. Well, it's not really winter in St. Bart, but it's still